Alright, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a get ready with me using my project pan items. So that basically means any item that is in a project that I'm currently working on. So it's not solely my project pan, it could be my A to Z, my pan those eyeshadows, palette, 22 and 22, etc, etc, etc. Just anything that I'm working on in a project and how I incorporate them on a daily / regular basis. So you can probably tell I've already put on my foundation and my brows. So for full consistency, no, full, I've forgotten what the word is, for full transparency, I used Clarins Day Cream, that's the base. Then I used this as my primer. This is my Wonder Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. I love this stuff. Then I used Estee Lauder foundation, and for brows I have used the My Brow by Benefit. They are not in a project currently, and I'm kind of just going to skip over the items that I don't have in a project currently, just so that we are fully transparent. So just as an FYI, I don't actually do my brows usually this early. I kind of usually wait until I have my bronzer, blush and all that down to a T, but because I thought I would film this today, I would look kind of a little bit more representable and skip out a couple of steps. So I may also mention before I get into it that the items I'm using may or may not be current in any of the projects, because I am filming this like a month or so earlier than this is actually being uploaded, so it may be a little bit out of date. So we've done my foundation, so the next step that I usually do is this. This is my blush. It is my cream blush by Nars. This is in my project pan. Don't mind me, I'm just getting my phone out because I have like a counter that I put everything against before I put it into my spreadsheet, so I'm just going to do that quickly. This is this, so I just tend to smile a little bit and just kind of spread this on my cheeks just a little bit. I reach for my blush brush, and I just smooth it out like so. That's done. Next step, I'm going to do my powder and then my bronzer, because these two items are not in a project currently, so I'll do that off screen. Okay, we're now back. Bronzer and powder done. So you're wondering, I used Laura Mercier's translucent powder, and then I also used this little highlighter bronzer by Manakadar, like a little one down here. I'm now going to go over my blush that I did before with this. This is in my 22 and 2022. This is my Revolution Makeup London Ultra Blush Palette, Hot Spice. These don't have shade names, but I'm going to use the fourth one, Cross, because that is the shade that's in my 22 and 2022. I definitely know I won't finish this. I'm filming this in March. I think this is going to go up in April, and there's been like no change at all in this. It's quite like a sheer blush, but it's kind of more like a highlighty shade. I don't know if it comes across on screen or not. It gives my cheeks a little sheen. Whilst we are here, I'm gonna go and use this. So this is my mintbalm.com lip salve, skin salve by Glossier. This is in my 22 in 2022. So around this time I tend to use this, moisturize those lips. It does say you can use this on like anything, like they say to use it on your elbows or on dry skin and stuff, but I mainly just use it on my lips, which is probably why it's taken me such a long time to get through it. Okay, I'm going to quickly prime my eyes now. I used the NYX eyeshadow base for this. So firstly, I'm going to use this. I'm also going to kind of like zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see me a little bit more. So I'm going to first use this. This is my Nars Skin Deep palette. This is currently my Panda palette. So the shade I'm currently working on is this one here. Again, this might be out of date. I've already hit pan on this. So for this, I tend to use like a fluffy brush and just put it onto my lids. So.
When there's some things that you need to say, just blame it on your issues, baby. No, it's just one conversation that you dodge because you don't want to say.
Try to make them look equal. So yeah, I can't just like buff it out, put it all across my eyelids and my crease area. Maybe go a little bit higher up to my brow bone area, like so. It always looks a little bit scary when I first put it on, let's be honest, because it's such a dark shade. But there we go. Alright, next up we then go towards my Panda eyeshadows. I do this in the same order every single day. So it's usually Panda palette, then Panda eyeshadows, then my like pan and everything, then my 22 in 2022, and then my Project Pan eyeshadows. I hope it makes sense. We'll go through it anyway. So first we're going to use this. This is my Benefit World Famous Neutrals palette, and the shade I'm working on is this one up here, which is currently in my Panda's eyeshadows. It's got a nice hefty dip in there and all. So for this I tend to use like a flatter brush. I don't know if it's going to show up or not. Yeah, like a flatter brush for this, and I kind of aim it. Well, it changes every single day actually, but today I'm going to put it on my entire like lid section, I guess, for my crease. Then we're going to use another Panda's eyeshadows palette, eyeshadow. This is my Gingerbread Palette. This is currently my Panda's eyeshadows, as I just mentioned. And we're going to use Gingerbread, which is the shade up here. That's got a little dip in it as well. And I'm going to put it on like my inner corner, like half, in my inner corner half. And where did I just put it? The brush. I'm going to use the same brush I was just using, so the one that's got like a flatter edge. And we're going to, just place it there. And like put it in the inner corner there and kind of buff it out. So it kind of, how many times am I saying kind of? So it kind of merges, blends. So it blends into and I like doing this because it usually kind of, how many times am I saying kind of? Because it usually brings through the like the first shade you put down through it, so it kind of makes it a little like shinier. At least this special duo that I'm doing right now. It's a little bit different when the two matte shades, I guess. If it's two matte shades, I tend to do half and half, as that was a shimmery shade, and then this shade. That's why I did it that way around. Did I forget to mention that the Benefit eyeshadow was called Thanks a Latte? If I did, I apologise. That's what it's called. Right. So next we're gonna go to my Naked Urban Decay Wild West palette. So this is currently in my 22 in 2022. Again, this is another item I don't think I'm going to finish this year, but I'm gonna still try my hardest. So the shade I've got rolled into this is the one that's the only one in here that's got like actual movement happening, which is this shade here. It's called Muscular. And I'm going to use like the thinner side, like this one's more fluffy, like the thinner side on this side. And we're going to go under my eye, on my under line, lower lash line, that's what it's called. Wow, I am such a pro at this. I'm really not, okay. Honestly, the eyeshadow is stunning. I love using it. It's really nice when I put it all across my upper lid as well. But today I just thought I'd have it on the lower lash line instead. I'm just going to use this palette. This is not in a project. This is my Per Soiree Diaries. I'm just going to quickly use this. I'm going to use the shade Gala, just as an FYI. I'm just going to put it like above my eyeshadow, like to where my brow bone is, just to kind of fill in that gap. I have to admit, I don't have very many colourful eyeshadows that I'm working on currently. Okay, next we've got this. This is a palette that I'm working on something different that I'm kind of doing offline and like completely irrelevant. But I'm basically doing a challenge where I've got to use every single eyeshadow in my collection, and I'm going through it from oldest to newest. I'm randomising them between 0 and 10 for each shade, and I have to use those eyeshadows each time. So the shade I've got that I'm working on currently is Booty Cool, that I've got to use 5 times, and today is the 3rd time. Also in this palette I've got Foxy and YDK. Which one is that one? That one. YDK, yeah. I've got those 2 that are in my Project A to Z, so I will be reaching for those 2. So I'm going to first reach for Foxy, which was the first shade on the row. And I'm going to kind of go to where my brow bone is and just like highlight it a little bit. I don't know why, but I've been really liking to do this. There as well. And then we're going to go over that with Booty Cool. We are going to give that a little highlight. Kind of gives it a little sheen. I don't know if it comes across on camera. So you've got like a highlight on your brow, which I kind of did before. And then we're going to go for YDK, which was the darker shade down here. And we're going to use that on the lower line as well. So we're going to kind of place this more on the outer corner rather than the entire corner, the entire row even. I apologise if I'm like covering this up with the palette. I didn't mean to. Blending it out a little bit further than my eye, because my eyeshadow does go out a little past my eye, just to kind of like, I don't know, blend it with the upper section. Anyway, that is all I do there. Okay, next we've got this. This is currently in my project pan. This is my nude Maybelline, my nude, the Blushed Nudes. Wow, I can't speak. This is the Blushed Nudes palette by Maybelline. And the 10th shade in, so this grey shade at the bottom, is currently in my project pan. I'm mainly focused using this as an eyeliner, so I will be doing this today, but I am using another eyeliner on top of this as well. So I'm probably going to try and focus this mainly in the inner corner, and then my other eyeliner more on the outer ridges. And kind of like bring it over just a little bit. Oh, I don't know if I'm even showing it to you guys on screen, sorry. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I have to be like really close to the mirror to see what I'm doing. I'm essentially just reaching the upper lash line, guys. That's what I'm doing, like just making a little line over it. So this is my right eye. For some reason, it's actually hard for me to put eyeshadow onto this eye. I don't know if it's just like I've got more wrinkles on it or what, but it's always a struggle to get any pigment on here. And I add it the same as I do on this eye. And it does not compute. So as I mentioned, I am using another eyeliner on top of this. So I'm going to use this one, which is my Me eyeliner, which is in my deck of panning project, which I hopefully am bringing across to YouTube, if not already, because I'm currently using it on my panning Instagram. So I'm going to go on the outer corner to the inner part now. I need to sharpen it up a little bit. I'm actually very happy to be using this today because this will count as my last use in this project. I don't really like a harsh eyeliner line these days. I tend to never really wear eyeliner, so I like it to look more like it's eyeshadow doing it. Okay, we are not finished with the eyeshadow. Last one is my Gingerbread Palette. So this is also currently in my project pan. So the eyeshadow I'm going to work on is Dreamer, which is this shade up here. I love this palette, by the way. Dreamer up here. I'm going to use this like in my inner corner. Stunners, guys. I'm going to quickly do my mascara, which is this one currently. I have no idea who it's by or how I got it. And then finally, I'm going to use this as my lip. This is my Stay Matte lip colour. This is in my Finish 22 in 2022. And there we have it. That is how I incorporate all my project pan items on a daily basis. I kind of use up to 10 eyeshadows in a day. Not gonna lie, it can be quite difficult. And yeah, I try and reach for a blush or a bronzer or a lip every other day in a challenge. I do have a bronzer that I didn't work on today, that I am working on something different. But anyway, yeah, there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed and that was informative, and enjoy the rest of your day. I shall see you guys next time. Bye.